Hello everyone, this is China Paradigm, where we, Dashi Consulting, interview seasoned entrepreneurs in China.
Hello everyone, I'm Matthieu David, the founder of Dashi Consulting, a market research company based in China, and it's podcast China Paradigm. And today I'm with Clare Cheng. You are the founder of four different companies, co-founder of three different companies. Foin Group, which you founded in 2004, Gastronomit, you founded in 2016, and more recently, ClareKnows in 2018. So actually exactly a year ago, a bit more than a year ago. So you begin with a branding agency. Foin Group is a branding agency in China, and you leverage your cumulative experience over years in branding, in communication, in order to fund this company, Foin Group. And recently, you started an AI marketing company called ClareKnows, and that's something we are going to talk about later on in the show. So thank you very much for being with us, Clare. So what's the size of the company now? What if we talk about Foin Group, what is the size of the company, clients you have served, size of the team? Could you give an idea to people listening to us?
Right. So I started my company Foin Group in 2004, which was a time China realized the importance of branding. And so originally I'm from Taiwan, and all my life is in brand marketing. So I work in New York and Taipei, and then when I came to Shanghai, I found a strong demand to do branding, for especially at that time for Chinese company who want to to do their own branding. So for instance, one of the client, they do the OEM for provide sunglasses for product. So they say, okay, why is the product we sell to product? It's 100 kwai, but then they can sell for 1,500 kwai. It's because of branding, because it's the same product. So they start thinking about how to do branding, and that's how we start with. But then later on, we are working with all the international companies like L'Oreal, like Siemens, and also we do a lot of work for government, like we are agency for Ecuador, to Ecuador to promote all the Ecuador products, and we are also official contractor for Italian Trade Commission, and so we work with many different companies. And during the expo, we doing we promote 6 different Italian regions during the World Expo in Shanghai. So our position is very clear. We are the luxury lifestyle expert. So that is why we are all working with the luxury lifestyle brand, or to promote that as our specialty. Like last year, we helped with Thai government, DITT, to bring 10 Thai luxury brand to China. That is called Thai 10-10. It's like 10 is a perfect 10. So Thailand want to make sure that people understand they have a luxury product, as well as very good design. So that was kind of branding for a country.
I see. Could you share about the size of the team, or any numbers about the revenues of the team or number of clients last year?
Okay, so like last year we have about half 5 million RMB. But our team is a small team, like 8 people.
Okay, so I feel actually you expanded from branding to marketing, events, and so on. Could you tell us what services you offer? I believe it's more than branding now.
Yeah, we do A to Z. So for give example for the event for the Thailand government, what we do is we advise them what kind of the Chinese brand name they should be using, how to position on their to reach their KPI, and then to set from like PR, KOL marketing, and then produce the event for them. So from A to Z, we would provide a total solution.
I I have interviewed, we as a podcast and company, we have interviewed a few people in branding, like 3 or 4 people before. I feel one of the difficulty I cannot understand yet is how do those companies differentiate? How do you differentiate from others? It's surprising to me that actually those branding companies, they do branding for others, but for themselves. They have difficulties to be clear on what the differentiation. How would you say you differentiate yourself, and what would be your positioning?
Okay, as we mentioned before, when we first start in China, that it's part. I know we cannot compete with a local company because we're not local. Okay, and so my position is a luxury lifestyle expert. So we do luxury lifestyle branding. And another thing, maybe you are wondering what's called foreign group is because it's from the four like IN words. So it's innovative, integrated, interactive, and international. So it's very clear that we provide those value to our customer. We are very creative, innovative person, and we integrate all the resources and different platform, and we provide interactive service and make sure the KPI is internationalized.
You created a company a long time ago now. It's like nearly 15 years. What has been the evolution since 2004? You started the business pre-iPhone, pre-smartphone, pre-Tmall, maybe pre-Taobao. So how did you see the evolution of your clients and what they were asking and the changes you have made?
Yeah, so number one, branding is still fundamental. Doesn't matter what kind of platform is using, you need to have branding in every company. So that's why our core value is still there. However, we start company from like TV and print media is popular, but now everybody using phone, social media, and that's the whole reason we are expanding our industry indifferently, and that lead to why I made another 2 company with a co-founding. So the gastronomy, it's a social media platform for foodie and wine lover to meet together. But then we found out the problem is now is we found the limited data to too many data. How can you deal with this data? You see, my followers, let's say I have 10,000 followers. If everyone asks me one question a day, then I don't have to work, right? So that's why me with my partner, he's an artificial intelligence specialist from US, and we found that AI way to use machine to solve a lot of data problem, and that's how that ClareKnows was born. And it's in just 7 months, we already win a couple awards. Last December, we got the NTT Data Award of Innovation Award. And this year, also, we entered the last 4 from around the world in the Mobile World Congress as a startup. So we actually not only have our MVP, but also we already have a client. So this is a in very short time, just 7 months startup, and we produce a product and the clients.
How do you manage both? Because my feeling as well from a lot of service company, consulting, branding, a lot of those companies want to create a product, a standard product. They can sell the same thing to a lot of people, which you cannot do in branding. So I believe that's what you do now. You are providing a solution, a software. How did you allocate your time? How did you move? How did you make this change, which is very often very, very difficult? How do you organize both of the businesses?
Oh, actually, it's a hand on hand. So you think I have a lot of branding clients, but they will also need our AI solution. So that it's actually just to use my resource wisely. And for the artificial intelligence, once you build from the platform, you train the data, and you can scalable. And the whole idea is to scalable business, because my old business of brand marketing, a lot of time I need to spend personally because branding experience is hard to train and transfer. So ideally, if I to launch our AI software business is to be scalable, and that will be using less and less my time. That's a whole our vision.
I see. I think you prefer to talk about actually the software now, and maybe we can move now on it. I was thinking about moving to the software later on, ClareKnows. So I went on your website. I try to understand what you do. What I understand is that you are helping companies to automatize, making it automatic to interact with their audience, like sales bot, like social media manager, and social outreach, which are 3 segments on your website. Also, you're able to recognize in the picture what's in the picture, so you can actually interact with them. Could you tell us more precisely what this software is doing, and maybe also what is not doing, not to mislead people who are listening to us?
So what we do is we provide like a social media, because you know people who born after 1990, most of the time 70% of these people are buying everything on social media. So we know how big is the market. So what we help in the company, how to manage their social media by AI, give them what's a trendy topic at this moment at your industry, and you can create, and when is the best time to publish, most of people read, and then we will, after you publish, our sales bot can interact with the people one by one. Now, so we say B2B to 1C, okay? Then after that, then we will analyze all the data, what's a post reaching, when it's a time people most read, and then you can get the analyze data, so you can know how to meet your KPI. Then but this is just managing your current customer and the followers, fans. But how to find your new customer? Our social outreach, we analyze the people who post on the social media, the pictures. So for instance, sometimes you post you're drinking coffee, but maybe you just write, I'm thinking. So your text doesn't mean what you are doing in that picture. So we analyze the picture, videos, and then so we tell you what is these people's lifestyle, what are they thinking, right? And so, for instance, I'll give you an example. Kobe Bryant, he's Nike's ambassador. So he has 7 million followers on Weibo. And today, let's say we analyze the picture, like there are 1,000 people post Nike shoes on their social media. Then our data can analyze and find out maybe in these 1,000 people, 50 people have fans more than 500,000. So Kobe Bryant can actually reach out from his social media account, reach out these people, say, hey, nice shoes, good taste. So this will go viral because you will say, oh my God, Kobe text me message, right? It can be in person, it can be menu, and can be machine. So you can find out who is your target customer and what are they doing, right? So to help people, because as we said, there's too many data. How can you manage 7 million followers? It's impossible. How can we monetize these people? So this is our tour. So we do the whole ecosystem for social media.
Understood. I'd like to know more about how it's built, because if you want to screen all the people who post a picture of Nike shoes online, it will actually, you have to scroll a lot of social media. You have to go through a lot of posts on Weibo. I don't know if you can do WeChat, by the way, because WeChat is more difficult to get access to. But so you are going to scroll, but it takes time to scroll everything, to scroll so many pages. Could you help us to understand the potential and the limit and how it works, so that we can really understand what we can do with the software?
So what is that you can identify, so what you want to find out on the pictures. So for instance, you say you want to find out people post picture in traveling, right? So for instance, like we will train our machine to recognize that picture. So for instance, you see a pictures of a girl play tennis. So the machine will tell you this is a girl and she's playing tennis. And then she has wear a sneaker. Okay, so we got all these key things from machine. So machine we train machine to how to identify the pictures, how to analyze the message there inside the pictures. So this machine will go through all these data to find out.
But does it mean that we have to ask you to do it each time? That we have to send to you the picture so that you train the machine, and we can do it ourselves on the software? It's not very clear for me.
Oh, okay. So no, it's we doing it because we train our machine. For instance, every kind ask one different thing, right? So for instance, we have a cookware client. They want to find out who like to cook and has followers more than 500,000, let's say. So we will go through all the people who has a machine will go through people who has more than 500,000 followers and find out are posting cooking pictures or about eating the cookings, and then we find out those data. We give to a client to do their sales marketing. They can people sales and they want to provide the free part for these people because they want them to use their part and then say, oh, this is really good part, and they have followers, they can go viral. So it's it's like you give us a task. What kind of people you want to find? Let's say you are in a luxury product, so you want to find out who wear luxury product. It's more likely you don't, when you are drinking the water, you don't post a picture. But if you are drinking champagne, you post a picture, I'm drinking champagne. That's very good for the luxury brand to find out who are their target. And then so they can reach them in either with machine like curate message or with people's.
So how does the software work? I open the software, then I put a keyword, I put a certain kind of people I want to reach with a minimum number of followers, and then the software is scrolling the pictures and telling me which pictures is coming up, and then I answer to each picture. How does it work?
Actually, our software is actually the bot and the management tool, and we actually connecting to your WeChat account, and then you can just log in, and then you can just mention everything there. And so the keyword that's the first two product, like a sales bot and a management tool. Like we plug into your official WeChat account so they can answer all your fans, all your followers questions, right? Then the social outreach, actually we actually train the AI for you, because by the identify the things, the object you want to identify, and then we provide you the result.
Okay, so I understand you have a social media management. This I understand easily. You interact with the followers you have through a sales bot, through interaction, and that's what I wrote on your website. If the question is too precise or too specific, or it needs a human interaction, it will redirect to a human. Okay, got it. This is I really understand. The second part I less understand. Is it that I'm going to provide you pictures, or I'm going to provide you what's the social outreach? Could you precise more what you need to help us? What should I provide to you for you to able to make it possible to get outreach?
You just tell me what's the object you want to find out. That's it. Then you want to find out people are cooking, or you want to find out people are traveling, or you want people posting luxury goods. That's you just give me as a task. Then we will train our AI to do that.
Okay, so one part is purely software, and the other part is partly service, because I'm going to talk to you, and then you are going to provide a service, which is actually to train the AI and so on, and then it's going to give an answer and solution. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a software and a service.
I see. So, okay, I got it. Which platform you can use? Because we know that Weibo, for instance, is easy to scroll. We can scroll pictures and so on. We know that WeChat, we cannot get access to the moments of people. It's only the official account we can scroll. What kind of platform you are using? You are also using Toutiao. I read, right?
Yeah, so for instance, for the social outreach, we actually mining most of the Weibo, and if you are using Facebook, we can mine Facebook and Instagram, and this because these are all more like open data. For WeChat, we can mine if they are your friends. I mean, for instance, a lot of WeChat accounts we can add as a personal to be like personal account friends because then we can mine your moments. Some of the client ask us they just want to know what's their friends doing, what are they talking about, what kind of picture they are posting. They want to understand their customer. So, for instance, if Budweiser found out like all the friends are they like to go to disco, so then maybe there was a way for them to do marketing. So that is helping you to find out what your friends doing.
I see.
And customer.
I see. And what do you do with Douyin and Toutiao? I feel it's much more difficult also to track. How do you track what's going on?
No, I mean actually we have a way to get in there. We can mine that, and also Xiaohongshu. Like we have a client just want to mine Xiaohongshu because it's more like a luxury one. So what they do is they have a lot of Xiaohongshu data, but they don't know how to do it, and so we can mining those data and analyze for them.
How do you connect with the API? There is an access through the API, or could you explain us more? Because what we understand from Weibo is that you can, for the social outreach part, it's easy to scroll Weibo. WeChat, we know it's more difficult, but if it's your friends, it's easy. What about Xiaohongshu, which is an app, which is on the website, and Douyin and Toutiao?
There are ways to do it. But it's kind of because of my partner, he's a technology junior, so he's doing that. There's a way to do it, but it's kind of a business secret. I'm not really explore here.
Okay, I got it. How do you price this solution? What's the pricing if someone wants to use your solution?
For social media management, we have a basic one, like with limited function for free. Then additional one will be is subscription to unlock is paid service to unlock a lot of function. Like you can have many different editing tool. You can have a AI tool. So all these things that's a will pay one, and then we have premium one that we will tailor make custom for the client. And for sales bar the same, because so for sales bar. It depends how complicated data. I mean, so if you just want your sales bar to answer the question of the product you sell, that's an easy one. But if you want to do kind of open questions, that would be much more expensive.
Okay. So
if the sales bar is helping you to manage your Tmall, Taobao, that data is actually quite simple because just your product, and then those FAQ, the frequent questions. So that data is structured. But if you say, okay, I want to be able to answer everything about travel, this is too complicated because it can be where should I eat, can be how can I get there, can be so that data is very complicated. And that will be so we need to, like nail down for the sales part. And so, for instance, we have a lot of airline come to us because they want to do travel. They want the bot to answer traveling. So then that we can link to their live data about the like airfare because airfare change all the time. So can link to their live data. So they're saying that it's different. Will be a range, yes.
I am on your website and I'm not seeing any way of getting access to your software on a free basis. Does it mean that I have to send you an email to contact and then you will give me some credentials, or is it yeah?
Yeah, sorry, because we have a demo. So by inquiry, we will send them the demo and they can understand how it works.
Okay, I see. It's a computer based, right? It's not an app. It's through the browser.
Yeah, you would link to their, for instance, if your WeChat account, we can send, after we develop your product, we can link to your WeChat account, your website. So we will send you a request, and then you accept, and then I will link it together.
Got it. I see that you have three different cases. One is wine and wineries, the other one is hospitality, the other one is events. Would you mind sharing?
This is first vertical we developed.
Okay.
Because I work a lot with the F&B clients, so that was what we start with. So right now we have a wine bar. So wine knowledge is very very broad and very complicated, and so a lot of time, like there's a big increase of wine consumption in China, but most of Chinese still have a very little knowledge about wine. So sometimes they should I buy this bottle or not, or what's the flavor? So our wine bar will recommend you, for instance, like what kind of food you are eating, and we will suggest you the matching wine. So think about sometimes in the restaurant you want to order a bottle of wine, but you don't know what wine you should order, and then sometimes you embarrassing to ask because your date, right? So you can just ask the bar that they will tell you what kind of wine is this, and this will be matching your beef or steak or fish, right? So our bar can help to also sell, we have a client come and says, so do the to sell their wine on the e-commerce side. So because if you have 1,000 different bottle of wine, it's hard for people to remember everything, right? And then to search is also complicated. So sometimes it's also very good for employee training. They can just ask him, oh, how much is this bottle? You can take photos, and they tell you what kind of flavor, what kind of what's the price, and where to buy and where to drink.
What I understand is that what you are adding up with your software is an ability to centralize also all those social media and to be able to interact with all of them, because chatbots already exist in China on other formats. But what is needed is to centralize and to be able also, another layer you are providing with software is a layer of deep learning and learning from the pictures and post-it and so on, or the comments, so that you can train the machine and interact automatically with people on an individual base, and not the same message with everyone, but individually different. Am I correct if I'm saying that?
Yes, because everyone have different questions and they have different preference, and normally it's hard for people to do, let's say 7 days, 24 hours, and immediately. So you might miss sales opportunity. You might miss the group is too large to managing. But our whole service is to help you to individualize and capture your right people, target the right people, and then capture their needs and their inquiry at the same time.
How do you make sure that the right message is sent? Because we know that the chatbots and machines have made mistakes. Machines built by Facebook, machines built by Google, they were actually having some assumptions on people that were wrong. How do you make sure that your machine is answering the right answer or the right comment?
Well, because we curate those answers, so make sure that is consistent. Sometimes if you have 10, 20 sales people behind the platform, but everyone answer differently, because a machine actually consistent answer the answer you want them to answer, and if they don't know, they can refer to the real people. And yeah.
I see. Does it mean that actually the answers which are posted by your software are already designed, already written, and that the machine is not designing a new answer?
Yes. I mean, okay. We train them because so a bit different than other the market existing bar, because my partner, his background is using artificial intelligence for the finance prediction. So those data you have to get from 0.0 seconds. Okay, so the data set he create is a million data set. So we using that technology to using for marketing, which is it's much simpler because we don't have this timing issues. And then those, so we are much accurate and much precise.
You mentioned in terms of technology, deep learning, understood it well now, but you are using the word flexible pipelines. What does it mean?
Flexible pipeline means sometimes we find out the intent, so we can change the intent to different pipeline. So we know because sometimes they are asking this, but sometimes they are asking different things. So we will change that question to different pipeline.
I see. And you are talking about natural language processing. Does it mean that you recognize what people are saying and you can interpret, even if it's not exactly what the machine has learned in the past?
Yeah, it's the natural language processing. It's people talking about, but it's just that, as I mentioned, in the market, other companies they NLP is not so good because the data set is too little. But we use machine to train machine, so we can our data set can be millions data set. So we are much accurate to understand what people really want to say.
I see. Before we end the interview, I'd like to talk about actually another activity you have, which seems to be more like a side activity, as far as I understand, which is gastronomy. Could you tell us more about why you started it and what do you do with gastronomy?
So as mentioned, I have a lot of F&B clients. So I found out there's a problem like, what should I do with how should I supporting my client with our own resource. So we started creating gastronomy. You can see from the naming is a gastronomy each other. So gastronomy. So this is the platform that we have to support our F&B client with knowledge of food and wine we provide to the people, because we often where to eat, where to drink. Can I meet up with people who also like food and wine? So that was the whole concept. So we have a media on WeChat. We have an official WeChat account. So we publish an article about the restaurant we recommend. And we interview the well-known chef and the sommelier. And we also have a regular meetup events. And so that's kind of a platform. And additional, we actually grow into a global concept, means not only food and wine meet up, but also travel. So we have a city ambassador in Tokyo, in Los Angeles, in other cities. So when people from Shanghai, for instance, from Shanghai, you are going to Los Angeles, and you say, oh, I'm going there on business trip, but I don't know anyone. But you are under gastronomy, so you can contact a city ambassador in Los Angeles. They will suggest you where to eat, where to drink, and they can tell, okay, if anyone wants to meet up with business people who come visit from Shanghai, so maybe the local team, the members would like to, see, oh, what's Shanghai looks like, what's working there looks like, and they share the same common interest. It's food and wine. Like, they are food, they like food, they like to go to good restaurant, they enjoy good wine, and this is like common interest which travel elements.
I see. Very interesting. So if anyone was listening to us would like to reach out to you for one of those activities, what contact should they use?
They can contact on my email.
On LinkedIn?
My WeChat is my 3 phone. Each phone has more than 5,000 people.
Okay. So we go on the website, ClareKnows, or the LinkedIn profile, I guess, Clare Cheng, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope everyone enjoyed the talk. Thanks. Bye, everyone.